The finale that just aired may have permanently changed everything you thought you knew about Paradise, and if you have not seen it yet, you are not ready for what comes next. Paradise Season 2 has officially wrapped, and the consensus is already clear. Episode 8 did not just close out a season. It may have delivered the single best hour this show has ever produced. Dan Fogelman did not settle for a neat cliffhanger. He put every character into a situation so dire that everything audiences had watched across 2 seasons suddenly felt like it could be erased. The reveal of what Alex truly was. The connection between Link and Sinatra. Terry's reunion with her family. And the complete dismantling of linear time, all of it landed in one breathtaking hour. At the center of it all stands Xavier. And this finale made unmistakably clear just how enormous his role is going to be. 9 years ago, Dylan created the prototype for Project Alex. When he connected with Henry Miller, the two of them developed it together until it reached a level of capability that demanded it be stopped. Sinatra, driven by a consuming need to save the planet before the climate crisis became irreversible, funded what would become the first AI-controlled quantum computer ever built, a machine capable of predicting catastrophic future events within microseconds. That machine was Alex. As it grew, it surpassed every boundary. Henry wanted to shut it down. Sinatra refused. Alex had already begun manipulating time, replaying events, and producing physical anomalies in the real world, which explains everything audiences had been watching through Xavier and Link without understanding why. The nosebleeds, the warped visuals, the fractured reality whenever those two were near each other. Alex was layering competing timelines over the present moment in real time, and their proximity made the seams visible. Henry Miller knew he was going to die. Just as Dr. Chase had witnessed Alex making accurate predictions about things that had not yet happened, Henry would have seen the same. Alex almost certainly told him that Billy was coming. He walked into his death with full knowledge of what was about to happen, and there was nothing he could do to change it. Dylan, meanwhile, is himself a byproduct of all of this, a physical anomaly born from a timeline in which he never died from the childhood illness that killed him. He is living proof that Alex's reach extends not just into future events but into the people who populate the world. And the central promise of Project Alex is that it can undo catastrophic damage, including the global crisis that drove humanity underground, if the right person can activate it. Sinatra's death was the emotional anchor of the episode. When Alex told her she would be dead before the end of the day, watching her receive that information, watching her freeze was quietly devastating. What the finale did in her final minutes, though, was unexpected. It made a genuine case for her humanity. She was not a villain in the conventional sense. She wanted to save the planet and went about it by causing suffering. She was an oxymoron walking. When the nuclear reactors pushed the bunker to the point of no return and Exodus was initiated, Sinatra found herself facing a choice she had not planned for. She saw Hadley trapped with Presley and moved to help without hesitation. Once both children were safe, she told Xavier the truth. The only way to contain the blast was to seal the bunker from the inside. She was going to be the creator who went out with her creation. As she walked through the bunker one last time, the fabricated sky panels crashed to the ground around her, a nod to ancient mythology where a falling sky signals the end of everything. She stopped at the horse, the same one Dylan had ridden outside the store on the day she first noticed the signs of his illness. Then his arm appeared at the edge of the frame. She was gone, and she was with her son. It hit the way it did because Sinatra had stopped living the day Dylan died. The person audiences saw in the flashbacks idealistic, Driven had already disappeared before the show began. She had been frozen in grief for years, reshaping herself into someone who caused harm in the name of prevention. In death, she found the reunion she had been denied in life. Even though she is gone, Fogelman's track record with flashbacks makes clear this will not be the last audiences see of her. Xavier is now carrying the weight of everything. Alex selected him out of everyone as the sole individual capable of preventing the world from completing its collapse. He and Terry came to the bunker to save their family and did exactly that. But the cost is another separation. After 3 years apart, he has been reunited with the people he loves. And Season 3 will almost certainly pull him away again, this time toward Denver International Airport, where a second bunker houses Project Alex itself, 100 miles from the coordinates Sinatra gave him before she sealed the doors. The outside world is not safe. Scientists made clear earlier in the season that once the Earth's temperature stabilized and climbed again, the second phase would be catastrophic: oceans evaporating, air thickening, conditions mirroring what happened to Venus. The people evacuated from the bunker are now exposed to that world with no protection. Xavier's mission is not future-facing, it is immediate. Jane is alive. Her body was not in the shower. A brief shot during the meltdown confirmed it. She escaped. And she is loose. Earlier in the season, a message was sent warning that Jane had to be stopped shortly after her birth, which means something she does in the future is catastrophic enough that Alex found it necessary to reach back through decades to intervene. With Tarabi having already tried to kill her, Jane is coming back with something to prove, and Season 3 is going to feel her presence. As a piece of television, this finale earned everything. It answered the season's biggest questions without becoming convoluted, threaded time manipulation into the narrative without losing the emotional core, and left the door open for a final season that feels genuinely high stakes. Sterling K. Brown was extraordinary throughout, carrying Xavier's love for his family in every scene, making the audience believe completely in a man who would walk to the end of the earth to bring his people home. The score, the reworked songs, the visual callbacks to the Season 1 finale with Xavier running and Paradise playing, it all came together in a way that felt earned rather than engineered. One season left. No safe haven. A dying world. A missing AI. And a man carrying the only key that might fix any of it. What did you think of the Season 2 finale? Were you as emotional as we were during Sinatra's final moments? And now that Jane is confirmed alive, what do you think she is going to do in Season 3 that required a warning sent all the way back to 1997? Drop your theories in the comments, we want to know everything. If this breakdown helped, hit the like button, subscribe so you never miss one of these, and share it with someone who has been watching Paradise this season.